Hey Starshine, how are you? I'm TK and today I will play more of PowerWash Simulator. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody today? I am tired as fuck. Hello F10. Rocking out to the music. Hell yeah. How are you doing? How is everybody doing? I'm out of it. I'm so out of it, my dear. Hello. I don't know what to say. I'm like so burnt out. You might join me in Power Wash Land? Cool. I'll turn co-op on and you can join if, when, whenever. But yes, today we will be doing Power Wash Simulator, which of course means I'm gonna be blabbing because, you know, you got a lot of room for yapping when you play Power Wash Simulator. Hello, Connie. I hope you are having a fantabulous day. I'll be honest, I'm not having that fantabulous of a day. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very tired, very sore. I went hard at the gym yesterday and I'm kind of regretting it. I like forget that I'm disabled and I need to not overdo it, and then I overdo it and then I regret it. Thank you, I appreciate it, Connie, but you know, at least I'm here. I'll tell you what though, I was really tempted to cancel so I could lay down because I may have to do kind of a short stream today, but a warning, around like the half-hour mark, I'm gonna need to take a quick BRB. I need to put the chicken in the sink with some water so it can start defrosting, and then every so often I'll need to step away to check on it, both to, you know, check to see if it's fully defrosted yet, and also because my sink like drain plug really sucks. And if you just set it just a little bit off, it doesn't completely seal, and then it ends up slowly draining, and I have to keep, like, adding the water. No, don't put it in hot water, put it in cold water. I know, I used to think you put it in hot water, but I was corrected a long time ago, and they're like, no, 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 no. That's how you get bacteria growing on it. You gotta put it in cold water so it stays cold, but also keeps it, it lets it defrost quicker. And I'm like, okay. But no, you put it in cold water. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. But no, it is, we will have to defrost the chicken because I'm making chicken tonight. And the thing is, my chicken, I put it in the fridge like the night before if I know I'm gonna have chicken, but it does not defrost overnight, which is so upsetting because, like, usually it's enough to just defrost overnight in the fridge, but not this chicken. It's just like too big. It's very thick chicken breasts. They're very, very thick chicken breasts, and so they take forever to defrost, so I have to put them in the water to defrost, and it takes like a good couple hours in the water. It's wild. These are big chicken breasts. Big chicken boobies. Yeah, I went there. Oh, ow. I can't even stretch. It's so painful for my sore muscles. Ow! Ow! Ugh, okay. Oh, I like feel the need to stretch because I need to, but it hurts. Ah! Ow. But yes, is Timkin tonight. It is Shimkin, and then I have a Magic the Gathering Popper tournament tonight I got to go to. But I honestly kind of think I might not go. I don't want to go, I'm so tired. But I'll probably enjoy it, so I should force myself to go. It's been a little bit since I've played Popper. For anyone who doesn't play Magic the Gathering, Popper is specifically like all commons. All common cards, so it's like every deck is like super cheap. When it comes to standard, you're usually spending hundreds, if not like 1,000 plus more dollars on like a decent deck at this point because it's gotten to that point where it's like, if you want to have any chance, you have to have the very best cards, and they're obscenely expensive. Yeah, it's horrible. Commander is a bit more forgiving. You can get like starter decks that are pretty okay. But I hate Commander. So for like Pauper or Standard, you're usually doing like, it's like a 50-60 card deck. I think it's 60. 60 card deck. The rules are not like simple, but they're pretty simplified overall. And your games are usually going to be around like 15, maybe 20 minutes each. And it's typically a one-on-one game. Commander is the one that everybody plays. It's the most popular version. It's 100 cards for your deck, all unique cards. You can have up to 4 cards in like Pauper and Standard. You can have up to 4 cards of one card type. No, in Commander, it's all unique cards. So it's like very hard to have a strategy, because out of 100 cards, you're probably not going to get the cards you need. And it's like, each game ends up lasting like 2-3 hours each, and you're doing, you know, you have multiple people. Usually you can play like, so they usually play in different pods, and it's usually like 4 to 6 players. It's ridiculous. The game goes on for hours, and I hate it. It's so boring to me, because most of the time you're just sitting there waiting for somebody to just throw out a bunch of cards, and they have the cards all work together so that like each turn you're doing like several, like multiple things per turn. So every turn takes forever, and that happens 4 to 6 times. No, I'm talking about Commander in Magic the Gathering. Every turn takes for fucking ever, and it's impossible to have a strategy with other cards. Like when you're playing Pauper or Standard, you can kind of like, you can keep track of your opponent's cards, but you can't do that when you've got 4 to 6 people with like 20 cards out at any time or more, and it's ridiculous. And I hate Commander, and I don't know why everybody loves Commander. You have Magic, it came with your Xbox. But yeah, I don't know why Commander is the big one. I think the idea is that I've seen when people play Commander, they tend to yap a lot the whole time. And that's also what makes it take so long, is that people are just yapping. So like if you're in a group with a bunch of like buddies that you know, and that's just your way to hang out with your buddies, I kind of get it. But like for me, I'm typically playing with a bunch of strangers, and it's just like, I can't get into the yapping because I want to focus on the game, and I don't really know these people. Like I like a nice short, like 15 to 20 minute game where I can really strategize and pay attention to what cards they have and what I need to do. And I much prefer Pauper. Pauper is, to me, the best form of Magic the Gathering. Oh yeah, I would never yap, ever. Yapping is not my thing. But no, I much prefer Pauper. I like being able to strategize against the other opponent. I like it being shorter games. And I hate Commander. Commander can just shove it. I can't. Like, that's the one that everyone's playing. So TH is always like, hey, like, why don't you like take one of my Commander decks? Because he doesn't really like it, but he has a couple Commander decks. He's like, take a Commander deck of mine and like try and join in a Commander game while I do Battletech. And don't get me started on Battletech. I'll get on that in a second. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to play Commander. I want to play Pauper, or I want to finally try Lorcana, because I haven't been able to play. I have 3 Lorcana starter decks, and I have yet to play it. And for people who don't know, Lorcana is like the Disney Magic the Gathering. But yeah, I haven't played Lorcana yet. I really want to play it. But no, everyone just plays Commander, and it makes me mad. I don't like Commander. I really don't like Commander. Actually, I was... so TH was playing his first game of Battletech. He was trying it out, and I didn't want to play because I was not interested at all. So I was just chilling. I was like going through my Lorcana decks. Someone was really nice and gave me free sleeves, so I sleeved them up and everything. And while I'm waiting, an old co-worker from DQ comes in, and I recognize him. We're friends on Steam still, but I haven't talked to him since I worked at DQ, and I'm just like, do I like say hi to him? I'm like, no. I'm just gonna curl up into a little ball and pretend I'm not here and hope he doesn't recognize me. And then he brings in a dog and I want to pet the dog, but I don't want to talk to him because that's really awkward. Do I like tell him, hi, I recognize you, we used to work at Dairy Queen, or do I just pretend I don't know him? What do I do in this situation? What's the socially acceptable thing to do? Actually, legitimate question. What is the socially accepted thing to do? If you see someone in person in person who you used to like work with or went to school and you recognize them but they don't seem to recognize you, do you say something or do you just let it go? Or like how do you deal with that situation? Because personally I'm the please just don't say anything, don't recognize me, I'm not into this. Like, what is the socially acceptable thing? Say something. I don't like that. I don't like that. I can't. I'm like, if they're not recognizing me, I'm not saying shit. I'm not saying shit. Like, hell no. It stresses me out, okay? I just say you look familiar. Did we work together? That's even more awkward because then I feel like I'm lying because I know exactly who he is. I know his name and I know his Steam account. We're friends on Steam. I know some of the games he plays based on Steam. So I feel like I'm lying if I'm like, oh, who are you? I don't know. It feels like manipulation and I don't like it. So like I just like try not to interact with them because I don't want to end up in that situation. I do think too much. I think way too much. It's like, this is the thing that consistently my therapist tells me every single time I talk with her is, you are an overthinker. You overthink. Like TH has told me before that I don't think enough. And I brought that up to my therapist. She's like, no, I know you better. I've known you longer. You overthink, and that's your problem. Not that you don't think enough, it's that you overthink, that you end up missing the important part or whatever because you're thinking too much. And I'm like, I know! I've always been an overthinker. Ever since I was a little kid. It's just who I am. And I don't know how to think less. Like, TH is like, think more. And I'm like, I don't know how to think more. And my therapist is like, think less. I'm like, I don't know how to think less. What am I supposed to do? How do you stop thinking? I just think that's all I ever do. Was that clip from DuckTales? I forget what it is, but like, my favorite character was, I'm blanking on his real name, but he was Gizmo. He was Gizmo, the... Oh my gosh, what was his name? I gotta Google this now. DuckTales. Gizmo. Fenton Crackshell. He said something like, I can't remember what the doctor or what the scientist said to him, but he was something about thinking. He's like, that's all I ever do. And I'm like, yes, that's me. That's just me thinking all the time, nonstop. Gizmo Duck. I forgot, it's not just Gizmo, it's Gizmo Duck. But yes, he is best character. He is voiced by Lin-Manuel. Lin-Manuel. What's his full name? Give me just a second. Why? I need his voice actor. Where is his voice actor? The guy who wrote Hamilton. You know the guy. Lin-Manuel Miranda. His last name is Miranda. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Sorry, I'm blabbing about shit that I like, okay? I can't say, but I thought I'd pop in and say hi. Hope you have a great stream. Thank you, Sergeant. I hope you have a great day, not great stream. Great day. It's fine to think your issue is you assume what other people will feel, and you don't, and you're not psychic. I know. I absolutely, like, because like my whole life I've just been, oh, Jennifer Hale is in this. Duck Mom? I'm probably a background actor. Anyway, no, I've spent my entire life just like trying to figure out how people feel, whether by like trying to feel their emotions through empathy or make assumptions of how they will feel and everything. And that's just been my entire existence, because I change my entire self based off of how people react and feel. And I know that's not healthy, and that's not what I'm supposed to do, but I've always felt I've had to act a certain way in front of certain people depending on how they want me to. I just get an idea of what people want me to be, and I do that. That's been my entire life. I've always felt the need to act in a specific way depending on who I'm around. And so I make assumptions. I read their emotions as best as I can, and their like body language and stuff, and I act accordingly. And so when I don't know how to act in a certain situation, I just, I don't know what to do, and I just freeze and I freak out, and I'm like, I feel like completely on my element. Why I care so much is freaking just to be an asshole. It's so true, but I am a people pleaser at heart. I have all my life felt that my entire worth and purpose as a person is making other people happy. So when I can't do that, I feel I have failed. So I cannot be an asshole, even to people who probably deserve it. I talked about it last PowerWash stream. I try and do things for other people all the time, because I try so hard to make other people like me, make other people happy, because that's what I feel I have to do, and that's like my purpose or whatever. I don't know. So it's just the ramblings of like a completely mentally unstable person who has very many mental disorders and whatnot, and is just not able to manage her emotions. Is this what this is becoming? I have tea here. I like you, TK. Can you shake side to side for no reason? Oh, okay. I mean, if you like me, I guess I'll do what I'll do what I tell you, I have to do what other people want me to do to make them happy, so here you go. Anyway, I should probably get into the game and like actually talk about the things I wanted to talk about. Which is the movies I've been watching. Which, honestly, as much as I really wanted to talk about it, I'm perhaps a little less enthusiastic now that it's been a little bit since I've watched them. Like, right after I watched them, I wanted to blab endlessly, but now I'm a little... Oh, gosh, it happened again. I'm so sorry. I always say, if you want people to please, just people please me. Oh, okay. Oh, let me get some music going. I'm sorry. I always forget about music. I need my royalty-free playlist, please. Where is my royalty-free playlist, please? There it is. Let's do this one. Whoop. Turn the music down. Turn on shuffle. All right. Let me know how volume-wise the music is. Okay, where was I? Okay, so I cleaned like all the poles and stuff. Let's do this wall. Oh, co-op. Let me put co-op on. Yeah, here you go. F10, if you want to join, you are free to join now. I turned it down. How's that sound? Stars in my eyes. Tonight. Up the sky. This was one of my outro songs I used for a while. Probably a very early one because this was very early in my playlist. All right, so movies I watched. Let me see if I can get myself yapping. I'm sure once I get yapping, I'll be all in. I watched Wish. And as you probably know, based on all the people hating on it on YouTube and other websites, it's garbage. Here's the thing. Like, its biggest sin is in my opinion, the biggest sin of any movie. It's boring. They play it so safe and so plainly that it's just boring. How can I find a people-pleasing girl 2 minutes? Oh, I mean, love and care for. I mean, shh, shh. I'm a little less susceptible to manipulating because it's happened so many times that I'm a little more able to see when people, I mean, not to trauma dump or anything, but I've definitely had my share of friendships that were purely based off the fact that people saw I was a people pleaser and knew they could take advantage of that. So I'm less of a pushover now. I can see the signs. But anyway, Wish, careful, safe, boring. Their like whole idea is like, you know, let's honor the last 100 years of Disney animation. And they are like, let me take all the good things about Disney and not use them. They're like, we were inspired by the watercolor backgrounds in Sleeping Beauty. Okay, here's my mistake, is I was an idiot, and I felt like an idiot too. Hi, welcome back, F10. I was an idiot too. Oh, and co-op is on if you want to join F10. I was an idiot too, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, watercolor backgrounds from Sleeping Beauty. Gotcha, good, okay, I see where you're going. The backgrounds in Sleeping Beauty are made with gouache. They're made with gouache. Be there in a few. The backgrounds in Sleeping Beauty are gouache, not watercolor. You can distinctly see all this beautiful artwork is gouache. There's video of it. It's gouache. And if you really look at it, you can tell. Because watercolor is very soft. Gouache can be pretty bold. So the thing with gouache, and I'll explain. You mean like Spilled Ink's newest video? Yes, they actually just today, yeah, they uploaded a video where they do gouache for the first time. And for people who don't know what gouache is arguably oftentimes, I'm pretty sure most times, if not always, I've never personally used gouache. It is activated by water in the way that watercolors are, but it is much thicker and bolder. If you look at watercolor, like if you look at most watercolor stuff, you'll notice it looks very soft. That's because it gets really watered down, and you usually use thin usage of pigments in watercolor, whereas gouache ends up being very bold because you're using much more pigment. It doesn't get thinned out as much as like watercolor does. So when you see like the Sleeping Beauty backgrounds, it is gouache because they're very bold colors with harsh outlines and everything. It doesn't look as like faded as watercolor does. But they kept saying watercolor backgrounds, which was, I realized, very wrong because it's not watercolor. I guess you could argue that it is watercolor in the sense that gouache is activated by water, so they might have just been simply was gouache and is it a computer thing? No, this Sleeping Beauty, it's hand paint. It's paint. It's paint. It's thick paint. Thick paint. But yeah, I guess maybe they were just simplifying it by saying it was watercolor, because gouache is technically activated by water, but it's not watercolor. Watercolor is a specific thing, and they're fucking wrong in saying so. Also, you can see in Wish that the colors they're going for are supposed to be like watercolor, like actual watercolor, not gouache. So they were just straight up wrong and lying, and so like. And let's just, can I talk about the art style? Like, how is it that every other studio, including like Disney itself and Pixar, are able to take, like, look at Paperman. Paperman is so old. If you haven't seen Paperman, fucking Google it, YouTube it. I'm sure it's on YouTube. It's so good. Paperman is so good. And it does this beautiful, beautiful combination of 3D and 2D. To create, like, it's gorgeous. It's very pretty. And this is like a really old short that they did forever ago using this style. And like The Last Wish, which I will talk about later, absolutely does like really good at the like storybook, like 2D painted kind of look through 3D. And yet Wish is just like, let's just kind of maybe make some textures look like maybe they're painted, but overall our characters are just gonna look flat and uninteresting, and like it's made of plastic. Like it looks so bad. Like maybe if you screenshot a frame from Wish, it looks okay, but once it moves, once the like characters and stuff actually moves, it looks like garbage. And part of it is because for some reason they refuse to lower the frame rate to make it more of a 2D emulated look, like every other 2D emulated 3D does. Like so many studios, look at Spider-Verse. To make it look like a comic book, they really emphasize the like low frame rate, but no, Disney with Wish is just like, no, we're gonna do high frame rate because I don't know. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Apparently, it was so stupid. It was really bad. A lot of people had complaints about that, and I agree. Very dumb. Very dumb. Looked terrible. And it's just so sad when like everyone else is doing it better. Everyone else is doing it better. Also, move this. We're just... Here, you go here. You're in my way. Look, it left a letter outline. That's great. I love that. And, like... I don't know. There's some parts that look nice. I have 171 hours in PowerWash. Nice. There are some parts in Wish that look generally, like... pretty nice in like a general sense. Like I think Magnifico has a pretty decent design. I think the very handsome looking man kind of, you know, it works for him. So yeah, no, he looks pretty good, but like I really like Asha's box braids. Those are gorgeous. Her dress is really boring, except for like I like the little part that is like lifted up, like it's tied up like a bustle. That's nice, but overall her dress is very plain. I think they could have done more, especially if she's a main character. All of the like fucking friends that are supposed to be... Yeah, it is garbage. All of the friends that are supposed to be the 7 dwarves are like very boring looking. None of them have very interesting designs. The only one I really kind of liked was Dahlia. Who was supposed to be Doc, and it's not necessarily her design I like so much as she used a cane / crutch, and you know, love a good cane representation. But like, she ended up being so unimportant. Like all of them were so unimportant in the end. Like none of those like stupid friends Don't see you for co-op. It's on. Am I offline? I don't think I'm offline. Let me double check. I think I'm online. Not biased at all. I'm absolutely not biased. Let me try turning it off and then back on. Alright, try it now. But no, all the friends are really boring and stupid, and the movie is not long enough to be able to, like, make you actually feel anything for 7 random characters. Like, they're supposed to be the 7 dwarves, but, like, the 7 dwarves all had, like, their thing that made them... There you are, F10. That made them, like, kind of easy to understand, but also they spent so much time with them that they were able to develop them. These friends, you see them, like, 3 times, and, like, they never get any actual... Like, they're not interesting. There's, like, 3 characters that actually get any sort of, like, development in this, if even. Like, none of them really have much of an arc. Nobody really has an arc besides Magnifico, and Magnifico is just like, hey, we set up this character who's supposed to be the villain, and they're like... So apparently a lot of people have been pissed off about Disney's villains recently, and they wanted, like, a more traditional villain. So they're like, Magnifico is that, like, back to source, like, original villain. He's just evil. But, like, they set him up to be complicated and interesting, where he has, like, a backstory, and then they just throw it all away. They don't touch on it, and they just make him read from a book of evil magic that possesses him, and it's, like, not interesting at all. And then at the end, he's not even that, like, threatening or anything. He's just like, oh, I threw Asha around a little bit. I could have, like, thrown her off the fucking tower, done something actually bad, but no. I just, like, made her go, ah, and then I don't know, I kind of restrained everybody with my magic, but, like, not really, because they actively break out of their restraints as plot needed. It's so stupid. And then his wife should have been evil! Everyone's talked about this. The queen was originally supposed to be evil, too. They were supposed to be, like, Disney's first, like, evil couple. And like, oh, it would have been so good. It would have been so good. Can we make TK go, okay, there you go. They would have been so good as, like, an evil couple, and it would have been so fun for them to be, like, actually, like, a loving couple, but just evil. Like, I would have loved that. I know a lot of people wanted them to, like, be evil and then turn on each other or something, but I would have liked to see, like, a genuinely in love couple. Like, they actually care about each other, but then they're just, like, pure evil. So, like, they only care about each other, no one else. That would have been so fun. I would have loved to see that. There's just so much concept work of, like, things they originally had planned and then scrapped that everybody is pointing out would have been way better. Like the star being an actual character, an actual, like, human-esque character. Unlike this marketable... Oh, I love this song. Oh, wait, I might get... Oh, I might... Wait. I might actually get content... I might get content problems with that, because I should skip all comedium. Because great music, don't get me wrong. But I actually started getting content warnings for using his music, and then I had to, like, directly ask him to use it, and then he would remove the copyright, which is completely fine, I guess, but, like, I don't want to deal with that. I really don't want to deal with that. Anyway, so in the end, they just had the, like, wishing star be, like, this marketable plushie thing, and it was not interesting at all. And when it got, like, sucked up into Magnifico's staff, I didn't care. And when it had to leave at the end, I didn't care, because all it was this, like, pointlessly cute thing that just, like, moved the plot forward sometimes with its stupidity, I guess. I don't know. It didn't do anything. I didn't like it. If it had actually been a character and, like, either talked or mimed, like, originally it was supposed to be, like, a boy who was, like, inspired by, like, Peter Pan, who could, like, transform into different animals and was just kind of like a comedic character. And they were like, oh no, he's too much like the genie. Bitch, you put such stupid fucking references all throughout this movie. Like, Magnifico finding a wish with literally Peter Pan in it and going, oh, a magical world of Wonderland. More like, crush, Neverland. And oh, I groaned so hard. That was such... I hated it. Almost all of their references to other Disney movies were so in your face, it was obnoxious. But if they had made Starboy a kind of reference genie-esque character, that would have been much better. Like, then it would have been like, this isn't like literally the genie, but like it's a callback to him, and that's totally fine. Meanwhile, they have literally Peter Pan, and they have him say Neverland and Wonderland, and it made me mad. And that wasn't the only time they did that shit. It was so annoying. Anyway, so another thing about the Starboy was that there's a lot of theories going around that he was supposed to be Asha's love interest. And like, Disney's just so anti-romance at this point. Tangled was their last true romance, and that was 2010. They haven't had an actual like romance in so long. Yeah, there was like Anna and Kristoff, but that really wasn't like the focus of the movie. And don't get me wrong, the relationship is cute. I think the second movie honestly kind of helped it a little bit. I know a lot of people shit on the second movie. I liked the second movie, and I think a lot of people really missed the point of their relationship in the second movie. But even so, like, it wasn't a true romance. It was always more about Elsa and Anna's relationship than any sort of romance. So everyone is craving a good old Disney romance at this point. They just have this idea that like the theory is that Disney seems to like not want to give female characters a like romantic subplot, because they completely misunderstood when people were like, hey, so like when it comes to like a female character, she shouldn't be like purely motivated on only romance alone. She should have more motivations beyond that. And they're like, oh, you mean don't give her a romance? And everyone's like, no, that's not what we're saying. We're saying she should have more than just the romance. And they're like, okay, no more romances. And we're like, what the fuck? So no, it would have been great if Starboy was like an actual romantic relationship with Asha. But even without that, even if it were just like they were just like really platonic soulmates kind of thing, that would have been way better, especially because it seems like they originally planned for Starboy... This is like Christmassy. I'm skipping this one. For Starboy to be the kind of like goofy comic relief kind of part of the duo, while Asha was supposed to be the more like straight-laced serious one, and they would like play off each other and help each other grow as people, blah blah blah. And then they got rid of that for Starboy because Starboy couldn't like... Because once Starboy became Star, he lost all personality. It seemed like they just... I don't hate Christmas. It's just not Christmas time. Once they got rid of him as a character and just made it Star, which has zero personality, Asha kind of had to become both characters at once. And that's why it honestly feels like Asha doesn't have a solid, like, personality. And I know a lot of people think that, like, giving Asha a, like, romantic interest is, like, people trying to, like, oh, just make her whole motivation be the Starboy. And we're like, no, that's not it. Because if they made her actually have, like, an interesting character and motivation, then that wouldn't be the case. But the problem is, everyone sees Asha as this weird, like, amalgamation of the two that doesn't have any true, like... I wouldn't say she doesn't have an arc, but she doesn't have a lot of, like, strong character personality traits. And, like, she needs to be a little better written. And I think if she did, then you couldn't really say that the romance is, like, covering it up or anything. You need to actually like give her a strong character, because she doesn't seem like she has like a real personality, because they were trying to like mush the two together, my guess is. But even so, there's like, they could have done so much more with her, whether or not she had a romance or not. Yes, a good romance would be awesome. And there's like so many fan-made versions of like Starboy that just makes it look like so interesting. And not to mention the original demo came out for one of the songs. One of the songs that makes no sense in the context of the movie for most people. That is, they are singing to the Wishes, basically a love song, and it's Asha and Magnifico, so like the heroine and the villain, and they have like a huge age gap, so like they're not singing to each other, I hope. And so it's like a love song to the Wishes, and a lot of people felt it didn't fit. It was very jarring. But the original version, yeah, who needs personality? Just give her giant badonkadonks, you're right. But like, the original demo of the song has like, instead of promise as one does, it's love you as one does. So it was like intentionally like originally supposed to be a love song. And so a lot of people think it would have been better suited for Asha and Starboy to sing to each other. Or even for them to sing to each other and then the villain couple also sing to each other. And it would have been really cool, honestly. But there's so many things like this. I've gone down a rabbit hole in looking up stuff on Wish, because it just looks like it had like a lot of potential, and it ultimately came down to rushed production, because they needed to get it out for the 100-year anniversary, so everything just kind of got rushed and thrown aside. I think this is I have to skip this one. That's another one that I've gotten copyright claims for. But yeah, rush production, as usual. Wasted potential is hard. Yeah, that's what makes it, like, so hard. Because, like, if it were just, like, stupid, pointless slop that, like, was boring and no one cared about, I think no one would have really talked about it. They would have said, oh, this sucks, and then moved on. But the fact that there was so much potential that was wasted is why everyone keeps talking about it. Like, I'm still seeing stuff about it, like, new stuff coming out about it. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. No, that would be Moana 2. Rewatch Hunchback of Notre Dame on the flight best Disney villain. Yes. Frollo is absolutely the best Disney villain. I actually watched, if you know Schraffilish, I don't know how to say his name, Productions. But I watched him do like a Disney villain ranking video, and he put Frollo as #1, and yep, I agree. Frollo is actually like pure evil. Like, Dane, he did some of the worst shit. Like, and it just was like everyone got affected. TK is my slop, give me more. Well, fine, you're getting more. Stop complaining. But no, like, Frollo is like true evil, because like a lot of the times, like, how do I put this? Like, Disney villains a lot of the time kind of affect mostly just like small groups of people, perhaps. But like Frollo is truly like just fucking up everybody. Construction began on the Muckingham to Caldera City branch line in 1920, funded by local businessman Wilberforce Thrust, who was keen to provide an efficient means of transporting his workforce from city to his thriving cattle ranches. It was finally unveiled by Mayor Jefferson X, who tragically passed away, or the 10th, I'm sorry, away from, oh, okay. Didn't he want to burn a girl alive because she made him horny? 100%. And he burned Paris to try and find her. He literally set Paris on fire trying to find her. And then when she said no, he burned her alive, or tried to. He failed, but he tried to. Not to mention, he like... he starts the entire move. Never ask a white supremacist, Frollo, the race of his girlfriend, Esmeralda. Yikes. But no, like... he starts out the movie murdering a woman in cold blood by kicking her down the steps of a church, takes her baby, and because he's deformed, tries to drown the baby! And he has no problem with it. He's like, this is normal. This is what you're supposed to do. And the priest that sees him is like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing? And it's only because the priest is like, dude, what the fuck? The eyes of Notre Dame are watching you. And Frollo like just sees like all the statues like staring down at him and judging him. And that's the one thing that makes him go, fuck it, I guess. If we have to burn girls that make us horny, well, sorry to get the gas bill. Shut up. Also, what time is it? Oh shoot, I gotta go. I gotta defrost the chicken. Be right back. I'm just gonna leave things going. I'm just going to go silent. Be right back. I come back and Lazy is calling for me to be burnt alive. What the fuck? Wait, yeah, why was AFK? I know why. I know why AFK TK was having a seizure. I was running in the background and my camera is wide enough of a span that it can see outside my door. So when I was running past the outside of the door, not actually running, but like moving around the outside of the door, it caught me because I was going back and forth between the rooms. And so it was probably trying to capture my face at a distance, and it couldn't. Wait, how did I end up over here? Wait, how was I... How... F10, did you push me over here? Did F10 push me over here? What the fuck? Being called to be burnt at the stake because I'm cute, and then... also shoved to the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Anyway, the chicken is defrosting. Back to Frollo. So after Frollo almost drowns a baby alive and gets like the first moment of it, it literally in the lines of the song, it says, for the first time in his life, Frollo felt a twinge of fear. This is his first time ever feeling guilty for anything ever. Like, isn't that fucked up? We apparently have to burn all the hoes that make us horny. So, sorry, I gotta burn you. No, don't take Frollo's example. Frollo is the bad guy. He tried to burn a baby. He then raised the baby, hiding it from the world because, oh no, he's disabled. How terrible. And then, like, for some reason, like, the priest is a genuinely pretty good guy, but the fact he went along with this is a little, like, guy, come on. Why did you let him hide him in the bell tower? That's a little fucked up. So he secludes this poor disabled child with a physical problem that is going to get in the way of his life, on top of being shamed by his own, like, caregiver for looking that way, like, and calling him a fucking monster because he just happened to be born with a hunchback. Like, what the fuck? What an asshole. I know, different times, but still, Frollo took it to, like, way too extreme. Like, I think even back then that would have been considered extreme. So, like, He fucking hides him away, calls him a fucking monster, and just genuinely like mistreats him, teaches him the most fucked up morality you can, and is just like, oh my gosh. And Frollo this whole time is just being a huge ass racist towards the Romani people and trying to like fucking arrest them all because reasons. Because racism. He's like taking out everything on just a whole race of people, which is fucked up enough. And then he finds one that is like very attractive and is like, damn, I want that. I want to tap that ass. And she's like, no. And he's like, okay, well, I don't care about consent, so I'm just gonna fucking burn down Paris trying to find you, all while continually telling the disabled man that I have under my care that he is a monster and that he sucks. Oh yeah, all of Europe hate the Romani worse than racism here. Yeah, they're so horrible to the Romani. It's awful. And it's just like it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's not, I know it's not just a movie, but like real life, it's terrible. So yeah, he just goes, he burns down fucking Paris. There's the one time he goes to a house of just like these simple little like farmer people, and they're like, "Are you harboring the Romani people in your house?" And they're like, "No, we're not. No, we're fine." And then he's just like, "Don't believe you. Burn them. Burn them all. Burn the family alive in their fucking house." He really likes burning shit, doesn't he? So Frollo like tries to burn the house with a whole ass family inside, and Phoebus goes in and saves the family because he's a decent human being. And Frollo's like, okay, kill him, kill Phoebus. How dare he like be a decent human being? I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this movie. This movie is one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. I know it like the back of my fucking hand, okay? So he goes, he tries to kill Phoebus. Esmeralda saves him from dying. Esmeralda and Phoebus fall in love for some reason, which, you know, I'm fine with it. I'm not against it, but it is a little kind of out of the blue. I guess, you know, at least he treated her like a human. I guess that's the bare minimum in this case. Like, not many people are doing that, so. Anyway, so fucking burns down Paris looking for her, blah, 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 blah. And then he finally catches her because he tricks Quasimodo to reveal where she's hiding, and uses him like, oh, he does the whole like, thank you, Quasimodo, for doing this. And Quasimodo's like, motherfucker, I didn't mean it. I didn't want this to happen. Anyway, goes and tries to burn Esmeralda, and like is literally like, he's got her tied to the fucking pole, and he goes in her face and is like, bitch, you know there is one way I can save you. If you fuck me. If you'll fuck me, I'll save you. And she's like, hell no, and spits in his face because that's what he fucking deserves. And he's like, the witch has refused to refute the demons inside her. What the fucking shit he says, but basically makes it into like, oh, she's actually like purely demonic, and that's why she needs to burn at the stake. She's like a literal witch or whatever. I don't know. And he tries to burn her alive. It's pretty fucking gnarly. I skipped over Hellfire. Hellfire is the best fucking villain song, and it's so beautiful in the way that it like is following exactly. It's like the opposite of Heaven's Light, where Quasimodo is just like talking about like, holy shit, like she's so great, and like she makes me happy and makes me feel like, you know, Heaven's Light, and then goes straight into Hellfire where Quasimodo's talking about like how she's a great person and like she's really kind and she's good and he loves her, and then Frollo's like, dude, she's so hot, I want to fuck her. And it's like just specifically like mirroring the differences in like love versus lust. And fucking Frollo just spends the entire time. The fucking line that gets me here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this movie. If you haven't noticed, the thing that gets me is in heaven and in hellfire. Like, not only he's saying all this shit, and he goes on like, it's a mea culpa, which is my fault in Latin, and he's like, it's not my fault, and he says, it's not my fault if in God's plan he made the devil so much stronger than a man. He's literally blaming God for this shit. Like, he calls himself a holy person, but he's like, no, God made the devil stronger than me, so it's God's fault. Like, holy shit. He's the worst. He's the fucking worst. Oh my gosh, he needs to die, and he does at the end, thankfully. But like, holy shit, he's horrible. Okay. So he tries to burn Esmeralda. Quasimodo saves her because, of course, Quasimodo is a good guy, and he breaks free of his restraints because he realizes he's holding himself back, and he goes and he saves her. And there's that scene where the animation is so good. Yes, there's like really shitty CG people in the crowd, but I forgive that because everything else is so beautifully animated. The way he swings through over from Notre Dame and lands down, he fights off the fucking guards, saves Esmeralda, and then swings back up, and the panning camera goes around him as he holds Esmeralda, and he yells sanctuary, and the music is so good. I love this movie. I believe that this is the objectively best Disney movie. In my personal opinion, I like Tangled more, but I think this is like objectively. Wasn't this about Wish? It was about how shitty Wish is, and now I'm talking about how absolutely amazing Hunchback is in comparison, okay? And yeah, that shot is so metal. It's so cool. The music is great. The way it sweeps over Notre Dame and Quasimodo and Esmeralda, and he goes, sanctuary! Wow, sanctuary! And it's so good, and I love it. And it gets me. Okay, he never got the girl though. Okay. I'm very passionate about this. Okay, let me. I gotta keep going. Okay, so here's the thing. It's not about him getting the girl, and I think Disney got the fucking idea of that in that movie. Is that it's not about getting the girl. It's not about winning a woman out of like being a decent guy. Because the thing is, they show throughout the movie 3 different types of love. And they're through Quasimodo, Frollo, and Phoebus. Oh, the Tingled Lab scene is so good. Don't even get me started. But so Frollo obviously is the very bad version of quote-unquote love. He purely lusts over her. That's the way he sees her. He sees her as this devilish thing that is hot and sexy. He wants to fuck her. And it's like, yes, this is bad. Quasimodo sees her in a pure light, sees her as good, but he sees her as perfect. He doesn't see her as human. He sees her as this perfect thing to save him from the bad guy. You're the poor Hunchback through the hand ears. Oh my gosh, shut up. Shut the fuck up, Lacey. I will throw you out of this live stream. But Phoebus is the one that's shown to see Esmeralda on equal grounding. Frollo sees Esmeralda below him. Quasimodo sees Esmeralda above him. Frollo sees them as equal, and that's shown in the movie to be the healthiest, best form of love. And that's why Phoebus gets the girl and not Quasimodo. Also, I think it also ties into the book. I never read the original book. I'm not really super familiar with the book. The book is way different, but no, it's that's why he never gets the girl. I'm sorry. I am not one who thinks that he actually should have gotten the girl. I completely support Esmeralda and Phoebus. And anyway, so as I was saying, saves Esmeralda. Esmeralda is being taken care of by Quasimodo. Quasimodo thinks she's dead. He panics, blah, blah, blah. Frollo comes in and he's like, oh no, you poor baby. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna help you with your miseries, like comforting him. And then he's about to stab Quasimodo in the fucking back. This man is the worst. He's using his fake kindness to try and like trick him. So hate disabled people. God, shut the fuck up. That's not what I'm saying. I am a disabled person. Shut the fuck up. Not to say that I can't, but like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Anyway, sorry. I'm very passionate. But anyway, he's fucking gonna kill Quasimodo. Oh my gosh, it's so terrible. And then Quasimodo stands up to him and tells him how he, okay, but what about the sequel? Fuck the sequel. I will get into that in a second. So, Quasimodo stands up to him, relays to him the shit that, like, he learned, that why Frollo is a little piece of shit. And then Esmeralda wakes up and is like, oh shit, Quasimodo, hello. And he's like, oh fuck, you're alive, yes. And it's good and happy, and then shit goes down and Frollo starts attacking them, and there's like a back and forth and blah blah blah. And then it seems like Frollo's gonna fucking win, and then the fucking Notre Dame, the like thing he's standing on, the little like gargoyle fucking breaks. And he sees the fucking eyes of Satan himself as he plummets to a lava death. And it's beautiful because it's like, it's in that moment he like sees, yeah, you're fucked. You were the bad guy. And I love it. It's a fucking great villain death. I know it's like the usual like falling villain death that Disney loves to do. It's not quite as metal as like Clayton fucking hanging. Getting hanged by the vines as he falls. Like, that one's probably the most like metal Disney death, I'm not gonna lie. But no, it's very good. And he dies, and Quasimodo learns that he needs to accept that Esmeralda picks Phoebus, and then Quasimodo goes out with the two of them, and the little girl is the first to approach him, which of course as a little girl myself, as a little girl myself, I like related to that little girl. Like, yeah, I love him. I want to go up to him and introduce him to the world. And oh my gosh, I loved it. So good, good ending. He gets his happy ending. It's great. I'd rip off. I say Hunch Boy never got nothing. Nothing changed except he never got to see the girl he loved ever again. Wait, I don't know. Rip off. I say what? Henchboy never got nothing. Nothing changed except he never got to see the girl he loved ever again. You mean in the book? He was ripped off. No, what do you mean nothing changed? He got to stay friends with Esmeralda, which the sequel does show. Okay, speaking of the sequel is trash. They give him a girl, which just feels half-assed and forced because people were like, oh, he should have gotten a girlfriend in the first movie. Because, you know, they missed the point that women are not objects to be won, and you don't need to get a girl to be happy. What the hell? But no, they give him a girlfriend, and like she's a cute enough design, I guess. But like, it's such a half-assed movie. It's really badly animated. It has a terrible story. For some reason, Phoebus is both racist and proven right in his racism, which is bullshit. Because there's like a circus that comes in, and he starts calling them like those people and shit. And Esmeralda calls him out for this, and it's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the type of shit that I had to deal with and my people have to deal with still. What the hell? And then it turns out the circus people are like a bunch of criminals, and it's like, what are you trying to teach here, Disney? This is terrible. What the fuck? Forget the sequel is terrible. It's awful. It needs to be thrown in the fucking trash. So bad. Let's not talk about the sequel anymore. I'm done talking about the sequel. I don't remember the details of it. I just remember it sucks, and those were the parts I remembered. Okay, so back to the movies I watched recently. Speaking of Disney movies that suck, Moana 2! I watched Moana 2 and it sucks. So far, I learned I need to be more racist to get girls and don't be disabled. Well, Frollo was racist and he didn't get the girl. Quasimodo did get a girl in the sequel, so disabled people can get girls, okay? And then, for some reason, Phoebus is racist in the sequel, so let's just not talk about that, actually. But no, shut the fuck up, lazy. You're learning nothing. You're learning nothing. Are these benches cleaned? I can't tell. Okay, looks like it. So Moana 2. We're returning to form because back in the day, there was a few Disney straight-to-video sequels that were originally supposed to be series that ended up being scrapped, and then they threw together the episodes they had and made it a movie. This was true for Atlantis 2, Milo's Return, and Belle's Magical World. Those were originally supposed to be series for the Disney Channel, and they scrapped the idea and decided to just put together the episodes and release them on VHS for people to watch as a sequel movie. And they suck, objectively. They're terrible. Moana 2 is that. Except for, instead of just going like straight to Disney Plus as a random ass sequel, it had a theatrical release, which made people think it was good, and people go see it. It's bad. It's really bad. It's just, it's so obviously supposed to be a series. They made another, they once again were like, hey, we're giving you that traditional villain you want. They're giving you that traditional villain that you want. And then she wasn't even a villain. Like, she was kind of like teased to like, oh, she might be evil, and then it turned out she's not. Like, fuck off. Her song is the only decent song like in the entire movie, but whatever. Excited to see live action Moana? No, I am not excited to see live action any Disney movie based off of a animated Disney classic or even new one. Again, I'm done. I don't want to see them. I haven't wanted to see them since like Beauty and the Beast. Cinderella was the only one that kind of worked because they actually like did a halfway decent job, I guess, but like the original movie wasn't even like too complicated to begin with, so they could kind of work with that, and they were more focused on making it like pretty, that they kind of made it work, I guess. It's not the best, but it's the only one that's halfway decent. I never saw the Jungle Book one though. I also heard that one was okay. But no, every other one sucks. The live action movies need to fucking die, and people need to stop giving Disney money for making them. We should all know at this point that it's not good. But no, people are stupid. I did watch Soul. Soul is very good. I like Soul. I am a fan of Soul. I'll be honest though, it's been a while, so I don't remember a lot of the details, but I felt that the message was very good, especially for an older audience. Best Cinderella's Ever After? Agreed. That one's a really good one. I really liked Ever After. As a kid, I was really a fan of A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff. I really liked that one. But I'm sure if I watched it today, I would see like, oh yeah, this is this is teenage bait. This is not like a genuinely good movie. But I'd probably have fun with it. It's making fun of The Rock being an asshole. Yeah. The Rock, like, I don't know. I was a fan of him before, but he's kind of getting to the point where it's like, dude, you need to chill. Like, I don't pay too much attention to him, but so I don't know, like, for sure, like, all the things that he's been, like, doing, like, in his career or outside his career or anything like that. I just know he's trying too hard to stay relevant for too long. Like, you need to chill, bro. Oh, excuse me again. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep burping. What? Okay, I just realized this is Christmas music. Let's go. Let's fucking go to the next song. Same character every movie. It's true. He is the same character in every movie. Like, I liked him in Moana. Moana 2 is just like, oh my gosh. And then they tried to make You're Welcome happen again, and it's like, dude, you can't... Lightning doesn't strike, like, in the same place twice. Like, you can't just, like... Especially because in the first movie, they had Lin-Manuel Miranda write the music, and they didn't have that in the second movie. For some reason, Disney keeps, like, hiring, like, pop artists and TikTokers to, like, write their music. And it's like, I don't get it when you're like making a movie where like that. There's nothing wrong with like pop music in a Disney movie. They've made it work in the past, but you can't do that if you're going to be trying to do like a theater musical kind of number. You can't. You need to be familiar with musical theater to be able to write a musical theater ballad, kind of thing. And there's a stark difference between like having a song in the background in the way that like Treasure Planet did it, where like, shit, what was that song called? That makes me fucking cry every time I hear it because it's so good. But like, it's just in the background while the visuals are able to carry like the message, because honestly, pop music doesn't really carry much of a message. The lyrics are usually very plain. Like, but that's in pop music's favor for the most part. While theatrical, musical theater, you have to carry the whole thing with the lyrics and what the characters are currently singing and doing on screen. You can't mesh those together. Apparently, The Rock is a huge narcissist and makes people wait 5 hours for shooting. Jeez. He seems like a nice guy, but, you know, you can never trust that kind of thing. Wait. How do I... Okay. Oh, okay. Now it's letting me walk up. Is there, like, a top side to this I have to clean? Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me... Oh, there we go. But yeah. Disney needs to stop hiring pop artists to write musical theater because that just doesn't work. Get Lin-Manuel Miranda back. He's good. He's genuinely talented, okay? I know a lot of people think he's just super hyped up because Hamilton was so big, but Hamilton was really big for a reason. He's actually talented, okay? He's really good. I love the first Moana music. I love the first Moana's music so much. Like, I listened to that album, like, on loop afterwards. Like, geez, it was so good. Music was so good. But yeah, Moana 2 sucks. They throw in these, like, 3 random characters that are supposed to be, like, crew members that, like, make no sense being crew members because it feels like Moana just picked them at random so that they would be quote-unquote interesting characters, not that they actually have any reason to be crew members on her ship. They never get any time to actually, like, flesh them out as characters. The villain isn't actually a villain, and the actual villain doesn't get, like, any screen time until the mid-credits scene. It's so stupid. The ending makes no sense. There's like, okay, fucking spoilers, because, you know, it doesn't matter. No one fucking cares. The movie's stupid. She has to, like, they have this plan where Maui is going to lift a sunken island out of the water so that Moana can, like, step on it. And, like, by having a human be on that island, it helps connect all the other islands back together or some shit. I don't know. It's a curse that needs to be broken. Anyway, so she figures out that Maui gets hit by lightning and loses his tattoos and his powers or whatever, I guess. It doesn't make fucking sense. I don't know. And she realizes she can just swim underwater and touch the island. And it's like, what was the point of Maui raising the island if she can just touch it under the water? Like, where was it ever specified? I thought it was specified that she had to, like, step foot on it above water, but no, apparently it's just fine underwater. Okay. Anyway, so she touches it and dies because she gets hit by lightning. And Maui finds her. There's a very emotional scene that I do like because there's, like, her grandma's there, the ancestors are there. It's very touching, but, like, could they just have let her die? I would have been okay with that. It would have been way more interesting, but no, they brought her back, and Maui gets his powers back, and nothing changes. Nothing was lost. There was no consequence to anything that they did. It was all just solved. And they just undid all the stuff that they just did. At least when Maui broke his hook, it actually had some consequences in the moment, in the first movie. And then it was fixed in the end, but it actually felt like there were consequences to that happening. Whereas this, it's just Maui lost his powers, Moana dies, and they immediately come right back. And it felt meaningless. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, and it felt meaningless, and it was so stupid. And then, like, the whole time they're talking about how, oh no, like Moana has like the exact same fucking like turmoil in the beginning as she did in the first movie, where she's like, I don't know if I should leave my island. And the thing that makes it like different from the first one is she like, oh, I might never return, or if I do, it might be like a long time from now, and then like all my family and everybody's gonna miss me. And she comes back like 2 weeks later, and it's like, what was that whole emotional turmoil that she went through for if she was just coming back 2 weeks later? And her little sister's cute. I like her little sister. I can relate because I have little sisters that like we have the same age gap. So like when I was Moana's age, my sisters were that age. So I felt like a connection there. But yeah, that's about it. That's like the only thing I actually liked about it. And I guess the islander lady who like fixes the boat, she had a few moments that I liked. Cause she was a little kooky. But also, why were there like British accents? There was a couple characters that had British accents, and it just felt a little off to me because like she's on the same island. I mean, I guess you can argue the one was like a goddess, so like who cares? But like the one lady was on the island with everyone else. Where did she get her British accent from? When the islands are disconnected and there's no other people. Like, the whole point is that there's no other people, and they had to raise the island and step on the island to connect other people. So where did this accent come from? And I'm like, it's a little jarring to me, honestly. But it's okay. Just say you hate British. True. I hate British. Burn that island down. No, honestly, I loved, like, the accents. I thought they were fun. But at the same time, I was just like, why? Like, I loved the characters' accents a lot. And then, oh, and they brought the coconut people back, which felt like so forced. And then, oh, okay, I have to spoil a part. So there's a part where they're like on a tether connected to the coconut people, and one of the coconut people is with them, helping them. And the coconut person realizes that for the rest of the coconut people to be okay, he has to cut the rope so that their boat goes down and it doesn't drag down the coconut people with them. And there's this moment where the little coconut man looks back, and like the coconut leader like catches eyes with him, and they like look at each other. And I know they're coconut people, they don't have real expressions, but you can just tell by the way they're looking at each other that they're having a moment like where he's like, no, don't do it, and he's like, I have to do it. And then he cuts the rope, and it's actually really sad, and I actually felt emotions for the coconut people. And then they had the goat scream. They have this super emotional moment with the coconut people, one of the coconut people sacrificing themselves and hurting like the feelings of the leader guy, and then their little slime creature makes the goat scream. And it completely took me out of the moment. All my emotions were gone. I was just seething with anger. And I'm like, why would you do this? It wasn't funny. I was emotional, and you fucking ruined it. I was so mad. Okay, I'm done. I'm done talking about Moana 2. No more talking about Moana 2. Do I talk more about The Last Wish? I talked about The Last Wish last time, and how it is infinitely better than either of those movies, but still not the masterpiece that people say it is. I thought it was really good, and I recommend it to anyone who likes animation, especially if you like looking at pretty animation, because it is very pretty. Actually, let me go check on the chicken real quick, and then I'll get back to that. F10, I saw you. I caught you in the act. I came in the room while you were still doing it, you little shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. He is unfazed. He doesn't give a shit. Maybe you don't have stickers with the goat scream. That would have been so funny. No. Anyway, the last wish. I'll be honest, and you're gonna call me like fucking basic bitch, but Puss in Boots was my favorite part of Shrek 2. And I agree with most people. I think Shrek 2 is like a solid movie. Like, the original Shrek is fine, but Shrek 2 is really good. Shrek 3 is, and I never saw Shrek 4, because at that point I was completely I didn't care. But when the first Puss in Boots movie came out, I think I was already at the point where I didn't really care about the Shrek franchise anymore, so I never cared to watch it. Didn't look interesting, blah, blah, blah. So when The Last Wish came out, I also didn't care. But then I heard everyone talking about how fucking great it is. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a go. I guess I can't complain too much. I like Puss in Boots, and it looks very pretty. So, like, at least I get to see a cute little kitty and pretty animation. So, you know, I guess I can't really complain too much. It was really good. I still don't think it was like a masterpiece. It definitely has flaws. I think there were some parts where, like, the characters did have, like, really good growth, and they were very interesting, but I do think that ultimately the characters could have used a little bit more room to breathe at times. I feel like Goldie and Puss both got, like, phenomenal character arcs, but I think, like, Kitty and even, like, Perito, they didn't really get much. I felt like they got kind of shafted a little bit. Kitty felt a little like rushed, but it was still decent. It was still fine. I will say a lot of people love Jack Horner, and that's because to them, I'm in a shaft. Shut up. I think because to them, Jack Horner is kind of more that traditional, like, Disney villain where it was just pure evil for the sake of pure evil. And they even have, like, a joke of him being an irredeemable monster. I did like that. I really liked that he had his own Jiminy Cricket who just ultimately came to the decision that he was an irredeemable monster. That was funny. Did like that. But I do think that he was the weakest character and weakest villain. Because, yes, there are multiple villains in this movie. And I think that comes down to the fact, and the thing is, I understand people not wanting, like, twist villains anymore, but, like, I think wanting just a pure, vapidly evil character is kind of hard to accomplish nowadays. Because, like, back in old Disney, characters were a little more simplistic, and that's why the evil villains tended to be just pure evil, kind of, like, simple characters, because all of the characters were kind of simple. But as you got more complicated with the heroes, you kind of had to get a little bit more complicated with the villains, too, to make them fit. So when you have complicated heroes and then a simplistic villain, it feels a little out of place. But I definitely think that you can have, like, complicated villains that are still just pure evil. Frollo, for example, he's not redeemable in any way, shape, or form. He has no reason for being as evil as he is. He's just pure evil, but he's complicated at the same time. Because he has, like, he has layers to him. He's got the whole manipulation, like, layers to him where, sorry, my throat's getting dry from yapping so much. He's definitely not, like, super complicated in that he has, like, how do I put it? Like he's not like redeemable. He doesn't have like a soft spot to him or anything like that where you're like, oh, okay, he has like a sympathetic backstory or something. Like you don't necessarily need that to make a villain like complicated, but like I don't think you can have him just be like pure evil for the sake of being evil either. That's like not really, doesn't really vibe with a lot of stories now. But I don't know, maybe prove me wrong. The only thing I know of is the scene where Jack Horner is replaced by Pecora in HoloLive in the animation. Please send that in the Discord if you can find it. I would love to see that. I do really love the scene where Jack Horner is like talking to the Jiminy Cricket character. Not actually called Jiminy Cricket because I learned that that is not the original Pinocchio name for the cricket. It's the Disney specific name, so they couldn't use it. They just called it like the talking cricket or whatever. And his little conscious is speaking to him, and he's like, tell me about your like backstory. Tell me where you come from so I can understand you better. And Jack Horner's like, well, I didn't have much, just a stable household with loving parents, a mansion, a thriving pie industry, all that crap. And it's just like, that's too real. That's too fucking real. It's, that one got me. I was like, okay, I got you. That was clever. I enjoy that. There was the like one scene where he was like jealous of Pinocchio, but like they never play off that either. They're just like, no, this guy genuinely has like a very happy background that was very good. And he's still just like, fuck it, I want more. Like, I want everything. Like, his whole wish is that he just wants all the magic in the world and nobody else can have it. I put in reactions. Here, let me pop that up right now. I'll do that right now. Because I am curious to see this. I think it's very fitting for the stream. Since I am talking about it. Okay, let me... Okay.
Hey, you know, Jack, maybe we need to dig a little deep. Tell me about your child.
Yeah, here it is.
You know, I never had much as a kid. Just loving parents, stability in a mansion, and a thriving baked goods enterprise for me to inherit. Useless crap like that. But once I get my wish, I'll finally have the one thing that will make me happy.
Oh, well, what's that?
All of the cats in the world. For me. And no one else gets any.
You know, I'm starting to think you don't appreciate the value of a life.
What? No. I mean, I love these guys. Flex the glutes. I need a solid surface.
Oh, dang.
Mother of goose, Jack.
Well, you know what they say. Can't bake a pie without losing a dozen men.
Oh, you're an irredeemable monster.
Oh, what took you so long, idiot?
That scene is like, it is very good. It's very good. That is a very good scene. And I will say that is probably my favorite Jack Horner scene. And it does help make me like Jack Horner more. But I think he is still the weakest villain. Just for the fact that maybe it's just because Death is so fucking good. And then Goldie and the Three Bears is, I really like them. I connected to them. Not necessarily in the same sense of like, oh yeah, I relate to them, but just in the like emotional connection with them. And I think that's a thing that like people don't want anymore. And I guess I understand that. Like, you don't have to necessarily be sympathetic for every villain. Like, sometimes it is just fun to hate a villain and have, like, to not have to say, I hate this villain, even though they, you know, the blah, blah, blah. Like, even though they have their reasons, I still hate them. Like, it's so much easier to just say, they're pure evil and I hate them. Like, I feel that way about Frollo. I love just purely hating him because there's nothing good about him. And it's so much easier to root against someone when you can't sympathize with them. But I also, like, as someone who, I'll admit it, I'm very cheesy, and I believe there is a good part in every person. And I tend to believe that a lot of people who do bad things are ultimately hurting inside. I still think that it is fun to have a good, like, hating, just hate them, pure hatred. Like, that's fun. I like how cutesy Piccolo gets before the final line. Yeah. What took you so long? It is very good. What cartoon villain do you love hating the most? Frollo is definitely up there because, like, it's so easy to hate him. He's just so evil and he does so much bad shit that it's so easy to hate him. But, like, do I love hating him? I don't know, because, like, he's a little too real. I'm trying to think, what is a good cartoon villain that, like, is just... He's not super realistic in the sense that, like, you can think of, like, real people who have suffered that fate. Like, you know, it's not, like, a very realistic, like, evil thing. Like, they're just, like, they're purely evil in a very cartoonish way. Where I don't think of, like, real people going through that struggle when I see them. That's the kind of villain that is probably the most fun to hate, and I'm not really thinking of any right now. Trying to think, maybe like another Disney villain. Not cartoon, but Edward Norton characters from the Italian Job, such a hateable character. I'm not familiar with that, actually. I think, so, you know, I've talked a lot about Hazbin Hotel, and I think, like, what I'm saying, like, cartoon hateable versus, like, real hateable, I think that's where people really struggle with the whole, like, Valentino versus Vox thing, because, like, Vox is like a cartoony evil. He's not really, like, I mean, yeah, he definitely is like a manipulator and stuff, but he comes off as just kind of goofy and, like, not a very serious threat, despite the fact that he has, like, a lot of control in hell. Meanwhile, Valentino is, like, straight up an abuser, and you are very familiar with one of his victims, and, you know, he's very lovable and he's a good guy, we love him. So, like, it comes off as, like, too real, and so it's a lot harder to, like, enjoy that villain when it feels real. And so that's why I think a lot of people really get very uncomfortable when people, like, are like, oh yeah, I love Valentino, he's, like, such a great villain, and they're like, it's too real for them, and they can't understand that. But I still think that there's an element of, like, you can still like a villain even if they are realistic. It's just a little more complicated in your feelings, I guess. But to me, the most fun to hate is absolutely someone that's more cartoonish. I'm still trying to think what's a good, like, cartoony villain that's, like, fun to hate. The subway was reopened again following the extensive repointing of the 1923 Jeff Mayer Jefferson. It closed again the following fall after the shocking revelation that Thrust had been using it to funnel train tracks full of stolen money out of town. Oh, that just got interesting. I was about to be like, oh, this, like, story for this level is the money was never recovered, like fucking DB Cooper. Okay, that just got interesting. I was just about to say how, like, the story for this particular level is not as interesting as the other ones. But you know what? I'm gonna look up like cartoon villains. Ursula, Jafar, Gaston. Oh, I think Gaston is a good one to hate. But again, also kind of comes in that like realism effect. Where I guess Ursula, yeah, Disney Renaissance are very goofy. Ursula and Jafar are a little bit more goofy. I think Jafar is like, someone pointed out, I was watching, it might have been Shifreless, was pointing out how Jafar, for the first, like, part of the movie, really doesn't seem like a threat, but he, like, totally turns it up to 100 once he gets the genie, and suddenly he's, like, super powerful and, like, very threatening at that point. Like, he had it in him the whole time, and it's like, oh, Dane, I get it. I know now why he's the villain. Oh, I love Dr. Felicier. I don't love to hate him. I, like, genuinely just love him. I think of... I think I might love to hate Gaston, though, because, like, he's kind of a baby bitch. He's just like, oh, boo-hoo, I can't get the prettiest girl because I'm sexist as fuck. Oh, boo-hoo, this fucking piece of shit beast is really scary, I guess. And then you, like, at the end, when he's about to die, he starts, like, crying like a little bitch baby, and it's, like, so satisfying. It's so satisfying. And then he turns around and stabs him and then meets his own doom because he was the one who fucking felt, oh, Hook is so good. Hook is so, oh my gosh, Hook is great. Hook is probably the best of like the really old Disney villains. I love Hook. Hook is, he is chill with kid murder. But keep in mind, Peter Pan just sliced off his hand and fed it to a crocodile. Like, I think there's no rules in Neverland. Like, everyone's just violent to each other. Oh, Yzma. I think it's Yzma. Yzma is the one that I love to hate because she is like evil, so I hate her, but she's so hilarious, so it's so fun to hate her. Oh, Yzma, it's Yzma. I love Yzma. And Eartha Kitt is, Eartha Kitt, beautiful. She is so likable, but she's evil. There's nothing to really like about her. Other than, like, she's got a great personality, but she's, like, evil. Her motivations are purely, I want to take over this kingdom so I can, like, fuck up the poor. Like, she's so cartoonishly evil. It's so fun to hate her. Oh, Scar's also a good one. Scar's also a good one to hate. Especially because he does become a little bit of a prissy prima donna at the end, so you get like, you're like extra satisfied in hating him because you were like, I was right, he's a little bitch. Stay poor, base god. Exactly, that's Yzma. Yzma at the beginning is pretending to like rule the kingdom, and there's the poor guy comes in and he's like, oh, I need money, like I need it. And he's like, oh, she's like, what do you need money for? And he's like, for food. And she's like, ha! Throw him away. It's like, oh my gosh, that's hilariously evil. I think it's Yzma. I think Yzma's the one that wins. And Yzma's like, I feel like so many people don't. I need more talk about the Emperor's New Groove. Emperor's New Groove is so fucking good. I am curious how it would have been if they had stayed with their original intent to make it more of like a serious fairy tale kind of story, like traditional Disney. But I think it still ended up so good that I'm not like, oh, I wish it had been that way. In the way that I wish had been the way they originally plotted. But like, oh, this is such a good song. But no, like, I still haven't listened to Snuff Out the Light, which was Yzma's original villain song. And like, I don't know why I keep putting off listening to it, because it's Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt is, oh, I love her. I love her. Well, let me take a chicken break. Let me take a chicken. I fucking can't, man. I fucking can't, dude. I think TK is still moving because she is a goat in her apartment. There is a goat in her apartment. Oh, ghost. I like goat better. I would love to have a goat in the apartment. Though a ghost would also be fun. Also, the chicken is almost ready. There's just a little spot, like in the thicker part of the bigger one, that feels a little hard in the center. And it could just be because it's thick, but it could be a little frosty in the center. So I'm going to give it like 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes, and then I will put it in the fridge. Oh, speaking of, completely unrelated to fucking everything I'm talking about. So I'm making chicken and vegetables tonight. And I finally found a way I like vegetables. I think I posted it in Discord. Maybe? No. I posted the hot sauce. So hot sauce and vegetables is so good. More in the center. I'm sorry, it's your fault. Shut the fuck up, lazy. I will throw you. I'll throw you right out the window. But no, hot sauce on my vegetables, specifically the hot sauce I use, which is, it's like Melinda's black truffle hot sauce. Oh, so good. It's at Walmart. Very good. Very good. I need more, actually. Ooh, I might be, slowing down the stream pretty soon here, though, because I'm getting a little... Maybe I'm probably talking too passionately and I'm feeling myself getting like lightheaded and flustered. Like my face, like I'm feeling hot and overheated. And it's probably because I'm getting too passionate. I'm talking too passionately, but I'm talking about things I'm really passionate about. That's the thing, like I've always been super duper interested in cartoons and animation. This is why I get really into it. So what else about The Last Wish can I talk about? I think I already talked about like everything last stream that I really cared about. I think death was the absolute best part of the movie. I almost wish it had been more of the focus, but I think they made do with what they did. And they probably felt that they couldn't do much more without it being too like over bloated on that specific character arc, and I understand that. So like sometimes, listen, like there is sometimes when people ask for something that they want in like anything, but it's like it actually is, you think you do but you don't. I mean, Blizzard was completely wrong when they said that people don't want classic WoW, but like sometimes people are actually wrong. You think you want more scenes with death, but you don't. I make all the ladies feel flushed, if you know what I mean. Lazy, I fucking swear I will throw you out of the stream. I will ban you. Oh, I could never ban you. Okay, I could if you started like... Okay, if you start doing like really terrible shit, okay. If you did any bannable offense, I would ban you. I don't think I've banned anyone for anything beyond like being a spam bot though. haven't had to deal with anyone like actually being like an asshole, which like let's not like jinx it and like make it happen, but oh, I missed some spots here, didn't I? Oh, that's because it's like I think I need the ladder for those spots. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of junk right here. I could never hurt the TK. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Woo, baby boy. Did I get everything? No, there's still this part right here. There we go. I think that's everything up here. I wish there were more like centralized. Wait. Okay, we're good. The ladders were more centralized because now I have to like really extend for the rest of it. Death was on the list for the best character intros of all time. You agree? I think it's really fucking good. I think it's definitely up there. It's definitely one of the best. It's done so well. And I like the fact that they don't make it clear that he's deaf. He doesn't come right out the gate saying that he is deaf. Like, he doesn't... It's a couple scenes with him before he actually admits to being deaf. And the way that he admits it too, I really love it, because he says it in such a way that like it would seem goofy, because he's like, I am deaf, not metaphorically, not theoretically, not whatever. I am deaf, straight up. And like that line, like saying straight up, sounds so goofy on its own, but the way that he says it is like, oh, okay, I'm taking you very seriously right now. But yes, this is interesting. He doesn't admit to being deaf. He lets Puss in Boots believe he's just like an assassin or a mercenary or whatever. And oh, it's such a good scene. It's such a good scene, especially because you start out with that song, the intro song, where he brags about never feeling the like the touch of a blade or whatever. Bounty hunter, thank you. Touch of a blade. That sounds sexual, but you know what I mean. I forgot how he put it, but basically saying how he's never actually been hit like by a blade. He's never been cut, and then death slices him just barely, just nicks him. But that's all he needs to realize, shit, I'm fucked. I actually have reason to be afraid of this guy. I've never seen this film. How do I know more than you? Shut up. I'm just very good. I mean, very bad at finding the right words. Yeah, on top of this, there we go. But no, The Last Wish is very good. Highly recommend if you like animation, particularly good animation. I still think it definitely has its flaws. It's not fucking perfect like some people say it is. Like I said, I think its weakest points is sometimes the character growth doesn't feel quite as organic as I think it should be. Oh, I of course the stupid sexy TK. Shut the fuck up. I will fight you. But definitely like I think I talked about this last time, but the scene with the scene everybody talked about with the realistic panic attack is in fact a really good scene. Yes, everybody fucking talks about it, but that's because it like is genuinely good. It's a very good depiction of panic attack. It's very good that, like, Perito says leading up to it that he was a therapy dog, or he was trying to be a therapy dog, and in that moment he was able to be one, and they didn't like bring it in your face. They were like, ha, see, like he didn't say anything about like, oh look, I was a therapy dog. He just did it. He was a therapy dog, and it was very nice. It was very nice, and the way he just like opens up to Perito after that is just very sweet. I think the people love the fight scenes because they took cues from Spider-Verse. Yeah, the fight scenes are very good, and they definitely have like Spider-Verse-esque stuff. But I will absolutely say that like Spider-Verse is better than this. But that's like, Spider-Verse is really fucking good. So like, I like yesterday did some research because I was like, when is the next Spider-Verse movie coming out? And it's like, they're still not, they don't know. And they were like originally supposed to be, it was supposed to be like a year after the previous one came out. And that never happens. And you know what, it's fine. If they need to take their time, they should take their time. Wish is a perfect example of what happens with rushed production. We don't want that. Please take your time. You want kissy kissy? There you go. It may never now. The Miles actor was creepy to a few girls. Yeah, I did hear about that. I don't know. I don't know where things are gonna go with it, but like, I don't know. I'm hoping it goes places. I don't want to encourage that kind of behavior or anything, but like, oh, I really don't want to see that movie like die and never happen. That would be so sad. Also, you said a few girls. I knew what he did to the Gwen voice actress. It was mostly him just like, it was creepy, but it was mostly him just coming off as like pathetic. Like I thought he just like was jealous of some other guy and then posted some shit trying to look all tough or whatever. I don't remember the details actually. But did he do it to more girls? Not just her? Like, ugh. Like I said, don't want to like support that behavior for sure, but like, did he do more than that? Because that, Oh, hey, it's my theme. I hate all this overthinking. What is this song called? Oh, Where We Started featuring Jax. Yes, I remember this one. I do remember using this one as a outro. The actress from Homecoming, he posted a video implying they were dating. She had to come out and correct the record. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a little fucking weird. Like, why would you do that? That's like so high school. Like, I'm starting to realize, because I've had some conversations with like my husband and my best friend about people that they know, and it's just like, wow, how are these grown-ass people just acting like they're still in fucking high school? Like, what the hell? Like, my best friend was even like telling me about this person who was like acting very immaturely, and she was like, not, I was like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, that's really dumb and very high school. And my best friend was like, okay, good. I was wondering if maybe like I was like being annoyed for no reason. I'm like, no, this is very annoying high school bullshit. Like, no, this is you're definitely justified here. The truth is, people never moved on from high school. It's very annoying. It's true. What is that one song by Bowling for Soup? High school never ends. So true. High school truly never ends. It's like especially like I don't know, I think like people who are really in like the spotlight in any way, whether it's like being an actor, an influencer, whatever, like if you are particularly like really in the spotlight where you've got a lot of people like potentially looking up to you, like you have to really like you really need to get your shit together. Like, either that or do nothing publicly. Because, like, people are going to be learning from your example, especially, like, young people. I mean, dude, people, like, in this situation, there's definitely lots of kids who love Spider-Man, who are going to look to him and, like, be like, what? Is that what you're supposed to do? And it's like, no, it's not. Don't listen to him. He's wrong. Like, even more so, I feel like even more so than just, like, not making an ass of yourself, you need to keep in mind the, like, people you're gonna be influencing. Particularly young people. But no, I love Spider-Verse. I would really hate for it to die. That would be so depressing. I gotta spread more high school rumors about TK. No! Stop! But no, I would hate to see Spider-Verse, and I mean, I will say, like, I don't know. Excuse me, I really liked the first one. And the first one, because it can stand on its own, is a lot easier for me to, like, go back to, as opposed to the second one. Like, I haven't really felt much of a desire to rewatch the second one, because, like, it's unfinished, so it feels, because it's a two-parter. It's not even like a second, like a sequel in the same sense that like, oh, it can still kind of stand on its own. It's like legitimately just like ends at like a very cliffhangery place in a way that makes it harder to like, because it's a two-parter. So like I feel less of a desire to get to it without a third part. So, like, I feel complicated feelings about, like, a third one in the sense of, like, it not being made, where it's like, okay, I still have the first one, and the first one is my favorite of the three, or of the two. But, like, I also want the second story to end. So, I don't know. I feel complicated about it. Either way, it would be great. It would be great to actually get the next one, you know? TK Stinky or TK Easy, choose. Wait. I don't. Where's TK Nice? Where is TK Tries Her Best? That's the rumor I need you to spread for me, Lazy. Spread the rumor that TK tries her best. Because that's the most I can ever ask for. TK tries her best. Which high school rumor you want? I guess I'll take Stinky. Like, I guess at least with Stinky, it's pretty easy to disprove. When people give, like, a vague idea of, like, the way you are as a person, that's a little harder to disprove than, like, objectively you were stinky. I don't know. I was homeschooled. I didn't have to deal with that shit. I was bullied a little bit in grade school, but like not a ton. I'll tell you the specific thing that stuck with me that I found so stupid. So incredibly stupid, but it stuck with me because it was so humiliating at the time. I was in first grade at the time, and for some reason, but we can't smell you, so you have to assume you're singing. Ah, that's a good point. But I thought we were going high school, so. But I guess virtual high school in this case. But I was in first grade at the time, and someone got in the subject of like talking about Barney and how stupid Barney is, and me, being a mature and logical first grader, said, it's made for kids. Of course it's stupid. But that doesn't mean that it's like bad. It's just dumbed down for little baby kids. And for some reason that turned into I liked Barney because I was defending it for being for little baby kids and telling them that they were being stupid. So yeah, I liked Barney. And like apparently that was such a big deal that everyone stood in a circle around me and began to say how I liked Barney. Like in a chanting, taunting, point at you and laugh manner. In a literal circle around me. Wow, sounds like Twitter. True. And yeah, and like a couple of the like teachers' pets kind of, but kind of also mean girls. So I was a little shocked that they helped me, brought in the teacher to stop it. But it was like, what? Like, okay, it was such a stupid thing to like, what? But it like really upset me because it was the first time I was really like publicly humiliated in some way, you know? I was in first grade and I was being taunted for quote unquote liking Barney because I said it was for little kids. You like Barney, loser? Why don't you marry him? And then I also was like, why did none of my friends defend me? In fact, some of them may have been in the group. I don't remember any of them defending me. And then, like, none of them defended me. And it was the fucking mean girl teachers' pets that were the ones to come to my defense. And I'm like, what? Like, these are the same girls who had been mean to me before. Like, what the fuck? It was so weird. It was so weird. And, like, it really stuck with me. It really stuck with me. That was like the main like part I ever got bullied. Like I said, there was a couple like mean girls who were just like genuinely rude to me. There was this one kid that my mom could tell was bullying me, but I was completely clueless about. It was funny. Like, cause she came in for like parents' days or whatever, and she saw him and was like, he's mean to you. And I'm like, is he? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess he's a bully. And he did become more and more of a blatant bully as he got older. So I kind of began to actually recognize it myself. And I was like, what the fuck? So like for me, when I was in grade school, so I was homeschooled for most of my schooling, but I started out being in grade school. And there was a group of friends, like I had a very small group of friends that I like connected with. And like, I realize now as an adult that we were the weirdos. Kids were too hard on Barney. Forgive me, you lovely purple dinosaurs. True. But like, I was in the group of the weirdos. I generally got along with basically everyone as far as I thought. Because like when my friends, because I had so few friends, you done with PowerWash Simulator for now? Sure. I'm probably going to finish up pretty soon here, honestly. Out of my like group of friends, like I only had a few. So if like all of them ended up being like sick and not coming to school, I would just like, I would just like find another group of other, usually girls, because you know, they just like would segregate by gender for some reason. Is that still common? Because that's really stupid. I don't know if that's still a thing that commonly happens, but certainly when I was a kid, it was always like girls versus boys. So I would find a group. My group of friends was a mixture of genders. We didn't fucking care. Thank you so much for the follow, Alex Gonrinich. I'm so sorry. I can't say your name. I'm very bad. You're not the only one I've struggled to say the name of. It's basically everyone. Queen of the Dorks. No, my group of friends, indiscriminate. Like, it was anybody. It was just, hey, we're a group of friends, boys, girls, whatever. Didn't really care. It was a mostly like, I would say primarily white school. So there wasn't like any diversity that way, but it was definitely just like anybody was like a part of a group of friends, but it was like the weirdos. I realized that as an adult, that it was the fucking weirdos. So we didn't really care about gender, but like everyone else split up like girls versus boys. So when my friends weren't there, I would play with the girls, and I seemed to get along with them. But I again realized as an adult, maybe it wasn't as like amicable as I thought it was. Because I do specifically remember some of the girls being mean to me. I didn't really care too much, except for that Barney incident. That was like public humiliation, and I didn't like it. You know, in general, I think I was just the fucking weirdo. But then I was homeschooled after that, so like any actual mature relationships were kind of rare. But oh my gosh, so we only really have this left, but I'm not doing that this time, and I don't really want to get started on it, so I'm just gonna end here, I think. Oops, sorry, wrong one. I can talk a little bit more, but my throat is actually getting kind of dry. Hey, we know this song. Oh, we can turn this off though, because we got background music here, duh. But yeah, but no. I say from I was a little kid, I always liked animation, so I guess that's full circle. Oh wait, I was talking about myself liking animation as a kid. That's why I was very, very into animation as a kid. Always was. But no, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. The chicken is probably done defrosting at this point, so I can go take care. I don't think I'm quite ready to like. I don't think I'm quite ready to like start cooking dinner, but oh, thank you for the hugs, everybody. That's so sweet of you. Let's see, what's the Limu doing? Monster Hunter. Oh, the new Monster Hunter Wilds. I'll go ahead and let's raid Limu. So I think my husband wants to get this game. We played Monster Hunter Rise together, I think. No, it's okay. We love you. It's okay. I will be back next week, but okay. So that's gonna be all for today. Thank you for listening to me blabbing. I'm sure it was very annoying. I was the weirdo in school, probably because I could blab about this shit for hours. But you know, thank you for joining me anyway and dealing with my blabbing. It was fun to talk to you and spend some time ignoring my incredible amount of pain I am. But thank you so much. I will be back next week. Not sure when. I think I have a couple things I need to take care of next week. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I got a couple things I gotta take care of. But anyway, might just be a 2-stream week again. I would like to get back up to 3 stream weeks, but we will see. But that will be all for today. And on that note, remember to shine your light in every world. Bye!